Hey everybody, my name is L.E. Oreo. I'm a writer, director, cinematographer, and photographer. I've written, shot, directed, and self-produced several short films as well as a docuseries. And the reason I'm sitting on the floor today is because my room is getting packed up because it is the end of the school year, and I do not want to show you guys how messy it actually is. You guys probably do see the mess. Also, I do apologize for the noise in the background. That's just my neighbors, and I've got the windows open because I'm in a really tall dorm building, and it gets hot because I'm in the southwest side. Before we get started, if you'd like to follow along and submit your short film for me to react to watch, to give feedback on, or whatever, I will put a form in the description. So then in my next video, or at the end of the month rather, for all of you who have followed along, I will be able to give you guys pointers and feedback. I will give you full credit. Don't worry about that. So yeah. So what you're going to need for this project is simply a camera, a microphone, or a phone, and a computer. So when I said or a phone, I just meant any way to record audio. Now, you're going to need a form of nonlinear editing software like DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro. Those are the only two that come to mind right now. But yeah, so you'll need one of those two options. We first need to ask ourselves, who's our protagonist? Okay, so in my short film, I made my protagonist someone named Malcolm, right? I play Malcolm. I don't really care. It's not like an Oscar-winning short film or anything. But what happens? All right. So like, what simply are the events in the story? That's it. It doesn't matter the emotional beats. What happens? Malcolm walks through his dorm room door. He's on the phone with his friends, and he's like, "Hey, man, sorry I can't make it to the dining hall today. I got this giant essay I gotta get done, and like, it's due at midnight. You know how it is." And so he's like, "All right, I'm gonna just eat some of my leftovers." Now, what happens is he opens the fridge, and there's no food left, and it's like, "Fuck." So that's like the entirety of my story. Doesn't really matter, you know, because this is just like a drill, a filmmaking exercise. You're not out here making your first short film for film festivals. You're making your first short film for you, so you can gain the experience that you actually need to. The three last questions are: where do you start? Like, where in a series of events do you start? How does this escalate? And how does your story end? I'm gesturing the three act structure, beginning, middle, which is when there's escalation, and the ending, which is like a resolution, de-escalation, stuff like that. So I've got no script. I just kind of winged it. I was too sick to write a little, like, even 2 sentence script. I didn't care. Whatever. You know what I mean? I just kind of had the idea in my head, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go with it. But if you're going to make a script, which is much preferred, just make like a half-page script. Doesn't really matter. On a script, this will be a whole other video. But on your script, you don't want to be going crazy with the instructions or anything like that. You're just like, these are what you say. This is generally how you move, but you don't add any descriptive adjectives. I will tell you about that later. It essentially just has to do with an actor embodying their role, but also in a script, you don't want to, or rather, and also in a script, you don't want to have any camera directions, any camera angles. That's a whole other piece. So, from a narrative perspective, this is a heresy, since it follows the and then structure rather than but, so, or therefore. I like to follow those instructions when it comes to writing actual short films that I want to make for my portfolio or to show off my like actual writing technical skills compared to my filmmaking technical skills. That's some instruction that I learned from a video of the South Park guys when they were were teaching a class at NYU. Like they did a one-off class at NYU, and there's like a video on YouTube, and I'll link it down below if I can find it, or if it's whichever, like right up there. You can click on that. Hopefully, like where here probably. I don't know. So because this is like whatever, and I was sick when I was filming the majority of when I was filming the short film. I was really sick. I'm getting over this bug, as I've said a million times, and so I was really lazy, and I didn't want to bring this all the way over there. Over there being my mini fridge, so I just like shot the short film, shot the shit, recorded all the audio on my phone, then recorded like dialogue and stuff on this microphone, and yeah, like you can obviously tell the quality difference, but whatever. Because my face wasn't on screen, I was able to just do ADR, which ADR is automated dialogue replacements. It's very risky. Even some of the best movies have terrible ADR, and you can tell. You don't need to be some expert. It's if your actor's not physically available for a reshoot, and so you have your stunt person in, or they just don't want to do it, or there's just a little something that the mic picked up that maybe wasn't on camera, like say a fly flew by. I mean, even that could be, filtered out or whatever. But you get my idea, or what I'm saying. So I was going to record on OBS, but OBS decided to be OBS. It decided to be weird, and so it didn't record like my playback panel, which was showing for me, but not on OBS. So really all you're going to hopefully see is some of the behind the scenes footage if I choose to show it. For your first short films, I would highly suggest going with something genre-wise in the field more of horror or comedy, or even both, since those tend to be much easier to produce and, create scares. I would like to give you one heads up. Be very, very minimal with how you use jump scares, like one in your short film at most. Not because I personally don't like jump scares, but because if you keep doing them like that, just back to back to back to back to back, it becomes very annoying. And then like when there's the big finale of a jump scare, it doesn't have as much oomph or enough power. So what's really fun is using audio to fuck with your audience, to mess with their heads. It's fun to use audio to mess with your audience because great audio makes a movie watchable. Bad audio makes a movie that has the greatest performances, the greatest cinematography, the greatest director, all of that. It could just make it terrible, unbearable, unwatchable, just misery. So that's what I would suggest is use audio to your advantage. And when I say use it to your advantage, just add like eerie sounds in the background, even audio jump scares, where it's like, shit, what was that? You know what I mean? And it causes the audience to be like, think, oh my God, there's going to be a jump scare. But then there's nothing. You've got them. But also, do that maybe 2 or 3 times at most throughout your short film. Then for the final one, like, maybe don't even have audio, just like jump scare. So that's my feedback for that. Comedy, just do something simple. Just use potty humor. It's much easier to do potty humor as an amateur with comedy because, it's just a silly, goofy topic. And I'm just a silly, goofy boy. So I know right now I don't have too many subscribers. I mean, I've got less than 10, but I've got a Patreon page if you'd like to subscribe. It's only $5 a month. There I will give you more in-depth tutorials, early access to videos, no ads, nothing. And all that money is going to go straight towards starting my own film production company. So if you'd like to support me there, please do. It's only $5 a month. I'll also be posting behind the scenes footage there, and maybe some early short films or some script drafts, or if you want me to give you one-on-one advice, I'll be able to do that there. One-on-one feedback, rather. And I'm only going to keep it at one tier, and I will let you guys know a month in advance if I have to change the price, because of inflation and stuff. But I do not want to raise it above $5. Also, I very strongly urge you to go subscribe to my girlfriend, Extremely Ellie's channel. It's it's just an amazing channel because she makes all these sustainable pieces of clothing and arts and like all these cool crafts where she's upcycling and repurposing things. So if you like sewing or just upcycling or reusing old material, and you like that kind of content, I really urge you to subscribe to Extremely Ellie. I will link her again down below, or her channel is probably attached in my little channels tab on my channel. How many times can I say channel in 1 minute? I don't know. So as I said, I want to start a film production company, and that's why I've got the Patreon. And that's been my dream for so long. If you are able to subscribe, like the video, and comment, like even if you're not able to subscribe to my Patreon, I don't care. Just please subscribe to this channel. It's free. Please like this video if you learned anything. So as I said, I want to start my own production company. The reason is because I want to help smaller filmmakers like myself build a career without creative limitations. Obviously, there would be financial and budgetary limitations, but it's to build new and upcoming filmmakers' portfolios, and we as filmmakers would have full creative control over our own projects. The only way the studio would interfere would be if your idea wasn't fully realized. We wouldn't propose any ideas to you. We would simply push you to complete characters, rather than us telling you, hey, this character needs to be this, that character needs to be that. No, none of that. So for all of you who have made it to the end of this video, I want to thank you so much. If you would please like, subscribe, and comment. I don't know why I forgot that word. I'm still sick. Fuck.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I can come to the dining hall today. It's just this giant essay. You too, man.
Fuck.